So, Sharon, for you, how do you differentiate? How do you differentiate with other cross-lending platforms?
Yeah, I think with such limited users and so many chains emerging, one of the biggest issues is fragmented liquidity. So Layerbank is tackling fragmented liquidity and disjointed user experience by becoming the universal liquidity hub for all layer 1s and layer 2s. I don't know how many DeFi users are in this crowd, but a fundamental factor for lending protocols like Layerbank to succeed, particularly in borrowing, is maintaining low APRs. Currently, I think many DeFi money markets experience low liquidity, causing APRs to fluctuate rapidly with even small borrowings. This may not pose like a challenge for a small-scale retail investor, but it often deters larger institutional investors who view these fluctuations as a significant risk. And consequently, this can reduce platform revenue and diminish governance token value. And Layerbank, by implementing soon a cross-chain lending solution, we aim to enhance the user experience for all investors by treating liquidity as a unified pool across chains. This initiative will facilitate larger liquidity pools and lower borrowing APRs, creating a more stable borrowing environment. And through this, as borrowing demand increases, supply APRs will rise, and it'll create a positive feedback loop that enhances liquidity and fosters a more favorable borrowing environment, not just for the chains, but for the users as well. And as TVL across supported chains will grow, and as borrowing and lending needs will no longer be chain-specific, but will apply across Layerbank's cross-chain markets, this evolution strengthens our ecosystem and enhances our ability to secure more enticing user incentives as well.
Hey, so thank you so much. I would say Layerbank is like the CIMB, where you go to a township in Singapore, you see a CIMB bank. You go to KL, you see CIMB bank. You go Cambodia, also you see CIMB bank, right? So I would like to use this example so that you guys will understand better. Okay, so Zoe, just now you talked about partnerships. You said you guys are cooking something. I'm coming back to you. So what are you guys cooking? What are the partnerships that you guys are working on? So what are you guys cooking at Mantle?
Yeah, I can list a few I think that could be quite interesting. So one is that we are partnering with one of the very regulated stablecoin issuers called Agora, whose SPAC is actually by VanEck. And we are very close with the founders, as well as we actually have a very frequent, sync, with them to explore more scenarios on payment, on Mantle, and also to help them to drive the business. So that's kind of example one. And example two is that, for example, METH, which is the METH protocol, the native staking on Ethereum, the team actually has been actively trying to have collaborations with different ecosystems. And that includes Monad, that includes Bearchain, that includes Unichain, that includes Kraken's new chain. So essentially, if you can think of it, if you stake your Ethereum with us, and if you hold our governance token, you will not only have those base yield, we will also have all the airdrop from this upcoming ecosystem. And right now, we actually also have a very special program. If you hold our restaking token called CME, we will actually give out quite a lucrative airdrop from Layer. And I think there are multiple ones. We recently just secured a very huge payment partner whose product design is very unique. We haven't announced it, so I cannot say much. But I would say you will see a lot of actions in a payment with us as well to combine all the earn products as well as the payment in the world. So I would say this year is the year where you really see the merge between on-chain and off-chain world to merge. And I think Mantle is trying to be equipping to launch that.
It sounds like, Zoe, what I'm hearing is you guys are having a lot of partnerships, and the guys who hold Mantle, stake their Mantle, will be getting the airdrops.
Yes, that's an easy way to understand it. But Mantle MNT itself in December also is one of the top performers. So it rose around 38%.
Nice, love it. Sharon, for you guys, what are partnerships that Layerbank is working on right now, or already secured or working on right now?
Yeah, so as a universal liquidity hub, we just released an announcement with Layer2. They'll be our infrastructure partners for cross-chain deposits and cross-chain lending. Cross-chain deposits will allow users to, supply using assets on multiple chains, and cross-chain lending, like I mentioned before. But in addition to that, we're also working on creating a cross-chain index earn vault, which will allow a one-click supply on Layerbank markets to benefit benefit from the yields and points from multiple chains. So you don't have to go and, invest in every single one. It just kind of creates a seamless user experience. We're also going to be launching our isolated lending pools for permissionless listings, opening up opportunities for us to partner with meme token projects. So meme token lending will be something that you'll be seeing within this year. And we're also strengthening our narrative with the BTC-Fi, partnering with more BTC ecosystems. Bitlayer is one of our partners, but also we'll be working with Hemi and Rootstock and some BTC-Fi projects that we are working with. It's like a BitFi, which is CDFi, native Bitcoin staking that also uses delta neutral strategies, which is a yield-bearing asset, and also BIMA, which is a Bitcoin-backed stablecoin.
What I hear is very exciting is you mentioned that there will be a meme coin lending and borrowing platform.
Yeah, we're going to have isolated lending pools since that meme tokens are not as stable as other tokens. So the pools will be isolated, but users will be able to borrow and lend meme tokens. And I know that the Future Trends community really likes the meme tokens.
How about AI agents then? Will there be an AI agent platform for this?
We're actually working with Giza on Mode for their AI agent strategy. We're also working with Allura Network in creating a AI earn vault on Layerbank too.
That's very interesting. So for you guys who love meme coins and AI agents, make sure you check out Layerbank. Okay, Charlie, I know Bitlayer has a lot of big partnerships happening besides Franklin Templeton. Okay, what have you worked on? What are you guys working on as well?
So I will try to put into different categories, right? On our layer 2 side, we mentioned Franklin Templeton. Yes, that's something we're being finalizing soon with their Benji platform. We want to be one of the first Bitcoin project working with the Benji money market fund. That's on the institutional side. There's many other interesting small collaboration, but a very important collaboration. Our existing collaboration, Layerbank, and they just mentioned about a few. There are also our ecosystem partner, BIMA, and many others like all the yield protocols. The existing collaboration, which for the future trend users still. It's not too late. You guys still can earn some rewards across our BTR token and many other project token is the Binance wallet campaign. And obviously, I saw people asking, so BTR token is launching soon. Stay tuned on that. We have quite a lot of exciting news we're going to announce before the TGE. But 2025 Q1 is the timing. So you actually mentioned about AI agent as well. So I be talking to a very famous AI agent team from Malaysia. Probably you know the names. I wouldn't mention that, but you probably already know. They are one of the best performer this cycle in AI agent, absolutely killing it. I know them very well since 2021. When they were doing the gaming stuff. We are getting close to have some interesting collaboration with them. It's an amazing team, incredible Malaysian founder.
Yeah, I guess they already know. Everyone really make the guess because they are the pride of Malaysia. So I've come to the end of my session, but before I end, just one last word. I just love to have all of you guys to give one last advice, one sentence you have for all of us. I'll start with Zoe.
Yeah, I think it's very easy to get carried away in the bull cycle, when you think everything's just gonna go up and then you're just gonna FOMOing into every tokens. I would say that you need to have your own systematic strategy. And for us, I think at least within our team, we always, will allocate some of the very stable but blue chip yield, either to stable coin or to very DeFi blue chip, have been battle tested. And then the rest, you can chase all these waves with AI, with memes. And then, back then, I think, you can have a relatively stable, but also, optimistic return at the end of the cycle. So to have a balanced approach will be my advice in terms of investing. And don't easily touch perp if you don't have a risk management system.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Zoe, for your advice. I will get Sharon. Sharon, what will be your advice? You're from Korea. And in my region, we respect the Koreans. We love the Korean pump and dumps. So what would be your advice for our fellow investors and traders here in this part of the world?
Yeah, I think it's a really good time to, at least be a part of the DeFi cycle. DeFi TVL hit all-time high. And I think if you take your earnings and have more opportunities to earn yield, it's a really great way to do it. But also be diligent, do your research, and make sure that you're doing something to manage the risk as well.
Okay, thank you so much. So Charlie, what would be your last advice? You're OG, man. You're OG in the crypto space.
So it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So for the people who are doing all kinds of late nighters, getting too excited, maybe you make some money and then you go to crazy parties. Take care of yourself on health. That's a very important advice. That's very important. Every cycle we see some crazy stories. So don't have heart attacks. Make sure to stay calm. Sometimes there's some crazy dip and some people take some loss and then they have some depression. So that's very important. It's a very high risk, high reward cycle and every industry. So stay calm and stay mental healthy and physically healthy. In terms of financial healthy, right? I think Zoe mentioned about that. You don't overexpose yourself. Make sure you understand what kind of risk you sign up for by entering whatever protocols. There's certain protocols are very high risks, and there's always some risk behind some returns. But don't not have any exposure. That's another side of things. In the bull market, if you have zero exposure, basically you don't have any upside. That's also very not good, right? Like we only have 1 or 2 years on this bull cycle. So make sure you have exposure on some blue chips or some other project you feel like there's a good upside. Because once you miss it, maybe another cycle upcoming, right? You need to wait another 4 years. And this is a super cycle. We believe this is a super cycle because institutions are coming. So there's a lot of upside. You need to make sure you have the right exposure.
Okay, thank you so much, Charlie. So thank you guys. Thanks for being with us. And for all of you guys listening, I hope you got a better understanding on the future of Layer 2s. Thank you guys. Thanks Zoe, Charlie, and Sharon for being with us here today. Truly appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you, Jonathan. Bye-bye.